Three, two, one.
Welcome back to the Birds of a Feather pregame show. I'm joined by Max Pelter and Mason Schumacher, and with the football season rapidly approaching, on September 10th at 1:25 p.m., the Seattle Seahawks are taking on division rival LA Rams, and we're going to talk about the keys to the game and a preview of what's to come. Starting with you, Max.
I think the Seahawks will really make a statement on this first game of the season. The Rams, no one's really expecting much. The Seahawks have a bit more weight on their shoulders with their new additions like Jamal Adams coming back, their new draft picks like Jackson Smith-Njigba and Devon Witherspoon. I expect a lot from them, and even like their fourth-round guys. I think Olu Oluwatimi could make an appearance. He was such a beast at Michigan. I just really like what the Seahawks did in the offseason.
Yeah, Seahawks did a good job in the offseason. Lockett's getting a bit up there, but you also add him still is very solid, very reliable, and you add JSN in the slot and Witherspoon to help out Woolen in the secondary. What's your thoughts, Mason?
I think for the Seahawks, it looks on paper, it looks like a very easy win. I believe their roster is heavily improved. I just see every part of their roster, other than the defensive line, being better than the Rams. I think that Stetson Bennett is a very good backup. I think he could be good in the NFL as a backup. But, I mean, obviously he hadn't beat out Matthew Stafford in training. But I just see the Seattle Seahawks coming out on top.
Yeah, it's a good thing to think about. They drafted Bennett just in case Stafford gets injured like he did last year with his elbow problems. He's still recovering a little bit from that, but he should be fine for week one. Now, for the keys to this game, Max, what do the Seahawks have to do in order to pull out a victory in week one?
I think the Seahawks' strongest side of their game is their pass game. I mean, we just mentioned Jackson Smith-Njigba, but of course there's DK Metcalf and there's Tyler Lockett, who are such reliable threats in the air. And especially with Geno Smith, I think since he got the ink has dried up on the paper. Everyone in Seattle is excited for him to come back. I think the air attack is going to be so vital for the Seahawks.
That's a good point. The air attack should be really good. Geno last year proved he wasn't just a buzz taken in the second round. He turned out to be a really solid quarterback. Mason, what are the keys to the game for Seattle in order to win?
I think the keys to the game will be to protect Geno. I think Aaron, like I said, the D-line, I think, is the only good part of the Rams now, because I think the Seahawks have it in every other aspect. But it's also the fact that the offensive line, I think, are some parts that still concern me. Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker III are both out for this game, so they will have to resort to other running backs, if barely running it at all. I think we've proven that they have a good pass game. I think all they have to do is protect Geno, and he has a ton of weapons to throw to.
Yeah, good points from both of you. And lastly up, what is your score prediction for this game, Max?
So I think it's going to be a heavily offensive game for the Seahawks. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I think they're going to win by like a substantial amount. I think I'm going to go 21-10 Seattle.
21-10 seems like a fair score in the NFC West, a division rival. They can play it close for a while. Mason?
I mean, I see their improvements on defense that Seattle's made in the offseason. I see the offensive improvements as well. I think this could be a widely margin game, and I'm gonna go 28-17. Seattle wins.
Yep, thank you for both of you. Now, this is the end of the pregame show. Thank you for tuning in to the Birds of a Feather pregame show for the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams on September 10th, 2023. We will see you next time.